Damn! And I was always this shy, fat kid who couldn't place himself around people, but you can fake it. But on a camera, you can't fake it.
Meet Olivier van der Rey, a high-ticket closer and sales manager behind 7-figure offers and the founder of the Closer Society, a brotherhood of closers he trained from the ground up and now travels the world with. On a sales call, he cannot be shaken. With thousands of calls behind him, confidence is his biggest asset until he turned the camera on himself. Because building a personal brand is a mirror. It reflects everything, your doubts, your insecurities, and everything you thought you'd outgrown.
Even up until the point that I was throwing bottles while recording, I was like, F this.
That reflection is why 95% of people who start creating content quit. But Olivier doubled down and is steadily expanding his business and community. So how did a man who hated being on camera end up documenting his entire life? And what does he know about the one obstacle that kills almost every personal brand? We flew to Dubai and spent the day with him to go behind the brand and find out.
Okay, so there's two lanes I want to explore a little bit. The first one, maybe starting from there, is authenticity on camera. Could you tell me a little bit about how that felt for you?
I tried to make B2B contact because I was more thinking about how do I want to proceed my offer than how do I want to be authentic on camera. So I tried to make this version of myself that's like very authority, very B2B, very like good with words. And I'm totally not serious about a lot of things besides like working very hard. So I try to like force myself in something I thought was right. And bro, even up until the point that I was like throwing bottles while recording, I was like, fuck this. We're like actually like angry because we were forcing something on it. And if you force content, it's awful. And besides, I just started like letting loose. Like, bro, if you don't want to buy from me or you don't like me as a person, okay, don't watch the content then, you know? I went from fucking throwing bottles because I couldn't record a fucking TikTok with my teleprompter to, okay, let's go. Just living life, enjoying everything,
Mad.
But before we get into his story, he's taking us onto his favorite activity, Topgolf. And I can't golf to save my life.
I don't want to play anymore. We're gonna see if I hit the ball, bro. That's point one. You see, the content's being taken. Huh? Hey. All right, bro. So which club do I pick, bro? What's happening here? Like, I'm getting a bit confused.
That's true.
We're warming up still. We're warming up still. I'm lost. Where did it go?
It went to the right, there.
So, Oli, how do you do this, my guy?
Put your thumbs like this, bro. Shoulder range. You just gotta...
That was a close one.
Damn!
Damn! Bro, hey!
Track how G go too fast. I don't need wear no seatbelt.
Yeah, I forgot my golf skills in the car. So we walked outside and Olivier told me a bit more about the sales community that he's building.
Because the Closer Society is all about a sales community, right? Having brothers besides each other, doing fun things. Bro, we have been to Barcelona, we've been to Ibiza, Bali, Bangkok, bro. All my vlogs are only based around doing stuff with my students because that's what I love to do. I work insanely hard and I do only nice things with like the community I've built. Enjoying your wealth with like people you have learned a skill that they can enjoy the freedom and now you can enjoy the freedom and wealth together. That's like one of the biggest purposes of Closer Society, bro. Because at the end of the day, the agency is nice and it makes a lot of money, but it misses that purpose thing. And the vlogs give me purpose. You can, you know, I can be creative, I can be directive, I can be like in shots, be like the movie star of my own life. And I think showing that in a very natural way is a hard thing, but also an amazing thing.
After golf, we headed to his home office to find out how Olivier faced the same obstacles that makes most entrepreneurs quit.
This is my companion, Thomas.
My
as you
guy.
see, my G.
How are you?
Good brother. I do like the sales part of things and he's more the technical, analytic guy and the back-end builder. And I think this is the place we lock in almost
Bro, the view.
every day. Yeah, bro, check the view out, bro.
That's insane.
You have to realize when you do like the sales calls, you see like the Burj Khalifa on the back, you see the cars moving. It's like instant more authority in your sales calls because it's like, bro.
Does it not also feel like you like the Dubai guy? You know what I mean? Like
I don't mind because people who follow me on my personal brand, they know me well, you know, they know I'm not like this. I don't care, bro. Materialistic things, I don't, to be honest, care that much about it. If I have a laptop, good people around me to work with and just enjoying life, vlogging with my brothers in the society, that's good.
I feel through the screen that you're being comfortable on camera a lot more. I guess just because of repetition, there's less friction in conveying your message.
So I've never vlogged in my life. I hated being in front of a camera besides like closing calls, of course.
Yeah.
And I was always this shy, fat kid who couldn't place himself around people. But you can fake it. But on a camera, you can't fake it. It was very hard for me while I'm pretty confident in stuff. So the journey was insanely hard. And if you told me half a year ago I'm gonna be vlogging consistent, I would have told you you're retarded, bro. I think vlogging is the most fucked up thing you can do. And what I realized is I want to do the most fucked up thing because that's what makes you what takes you further, bro.
So that friction, like,
bro,
allowed you to level up as a person even. Props to Olivier for continuing on his process. You gotta understand, if 100 people have the thought of starting a personal brand, maybe 5% start. Of that 5%, again, 95% will quit because content is a mirror. It will expose your doubts, insecurities, your fears when you have that camera in front of you.
This part is so relatable to me. Almost every market demands of you to be in front of the camera nowadays. That just shows the importance of learning this skill and developing this skill. I don't feel like it's just repetition. I also think it's him reflecting on the content that he made and trying to get it better each time and finding out what works and what doesn't work.
It's very hard to do that in listening to feedback, especially in the early phases where you're not getting a lot of traction. But looking inward to say, okay, what format fits me, or how can I communicate within my flow state is going to be where you're really gonna make the most amount of progression. And that's the part nobody tells you. Olivier didn't just beat the obstacle, he beat quitting. The doubt is still there, the search is still on, he just stopped letting it decide whether he shows up or not.
it's like the same with high ticket sales, right? you got the ball we're placing here is like the pain point of the client, right? As in a sales call, you can like hit everywhere, right? You can hit everything, but you gotta find the one pain point and double, triple down on it because...
Can we add inspirational music, please?
Yeah, inspirational music.
Piano or like a really TikTok sound.
So you gotta like find the pain point. Some people want freedom and they don't have it because they hate their job. And if you find the pain point, you just gotta like make sure of it that it's get like proper question on and hit.
Going from like that 0 to 1, starting content, finding out how to like be yourself but also hit your business goals, and like what's the overlap, and am I not gonna seem like unprofessional, or you know, there's so much that can be like going on.
Even like ideation process, I know you help a lot with ideation process, and that's so many business owners probably fail on the thing you help them with. If you're a creator who's like stuck and be like, fuck, I want to grow the next level, find somebody who do the ideation part for you in the life you like to living, you know?
The most important factor we see with adding to the growth of a personal brand is the format.
Yeah.
So you have a message, right? But there's a million and one ways to tell it.
Yeah.
There's a vlog, you can do documentary, you can do TikToks, you can do things. For other people I know, into camera with a teleprompter works amazingly.
Yeah.
You know, they might not feel that friction that you did, but you sitting in front of the teleprompter, you're like, fuck, I hate my life. You know,
it's like, bro, I'm saying shit to say shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not like value.
So I think format creation is like top of the
and that's what I mean with like, if you're a content creator and you love to be creative, find somebody like you who knows formatting and knows, you know, that's the balance you have to find.
So to understand what's happening here, this is a man who's done thousands of sales calls. Confidence is his biggest asset, and the camera undid him in weeks. We see this all the time in the personal brands that we've worked with. Here's what we've learned about beating it.
Recognizes the work that has to be done. So, bro, the formatting part and this contenting is so big. You're basically starting a whole second job beside running your actual business.
We started out being super good at the creative, but recognizing in 2026, it's not about the best looking shot anymore. It's about the vehicle that carries your message. If we define a personal brand as someone who turns their values, voice, and vision into something others instantly recognize, even when they're not in the room, we clearly define a personal brand as a one-of-one asset. So not forced, not borrowed, but shaped by your personality, energy, and how you naturally show up in the world. Ideally, and most successfully, we want a personal brand that other people aim to replicate. So all of you are struggling with exactly what happens when you're not in touch with your authenticity. Firstly, your creative process sucks the living life out of you because there's so much friction and you're basically acting. Secondly, you start mimicking what others are doing. They say you are what you eat. The same goes for the content you consume. So your information diet, what content you consume, is going to influence what you make because you don't have a clear enough direction. You're not clearly aligned on where you're going, who you are, etc. And you can't stay consistent because again, we are shaping perception and we need to create these digital experiences over a longer amount of time in order to shape perception successfully. And of course, your content will feel hollow because you'll be one of many. But we want to go from A to B, but we can only do that if you've done your 0 to 1, your cringe tax. So you have to have made the videos that suck. You have to have paid that tax. You have to upload a video that gets 2 likes. Everyone goes through that. But if you've paid your cringe tax, the next step would be to create your unique format, which is the vehicle that your unique value takes shape in, which is repeatable, but unique every single time and instantly recognizable as uniquely yours. And so with this, we aim to multiply our output without increasing our input because we actually use all of the leverage that we have. We want to stand out with that and shape a one-of-one unique perception. And we want to create content that is both in one sitting, enjoyable, valuable, and feels effortless. And adding to that, it gives us credibility as online entrepreneurs in that you do what you say and say what you do. And so what happens when you are aligned is you enable flow state because your content becomes the extension of your identity you need it to be in order to, again, achieve this first goal. Secondly, your process begins to feel like second nature because you operate within your zone of genius. And therefore, you create more with way less effort. And as a result of that, you stand out noticeably to the right ICP because again, you know who you are, you know where you're going, you know how you're gonna get there, and you have a format that aligns with that is repeatable, unique every time, and magnetic to your ICP.
So audience, is this what we see here? Is this the breakfast of a high-performance entrepreneur?
Let's talk some game. You wake up, you read a book, straight to a coffee, Americano hot,
And a Coke Zero.
Zero. Diet. Always diet, bro. Always. I believe I'm quite healthy because as an entrepreneur, you perform better when you're healthy. But like besides caffeine, bro, if in like 2 years a study comes out, caffeine is dangerous, I will be dead in a minute, bro. Goddamn. I'm like loading up on caffeine all day. But you have to, right? Dubai for me is like just working.
Yeah.
Working. You don't see me on like a beach club here or see me doing like activities. It's just more like grinding, bro.
Yeah.
I still don't have the format placed in my mind, right? It's still like, okay, I know what works. I know people find me authentic and I level a lot with people. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm still like in the unlimited search, like ideation. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? But is ever that feeling gonna stop? I don't think so, bro.
I feel like you're progressing a lot through your practice, but maybe from time to time not acknowledging that for yourself. I look back 2 months ago and you were in a different place, like all together.
Crazy.
Right? So this is also like a little bit of a mirror.
I appreciate the words. People can tell it to you, but you have to like, you know, feel it yourself.
I mean, even going back to what you told me, bro, like to focus on the inputs and tweaking like
Definitely.
inputs and consistently.
Definitely.
I feel like is with organic content, personal branding, the only way to move forward. I even talked about this a lot in the mastermind of Daniel Dalen, where he said quantity makes quality. And we talked about this, like even Daniel Dalen had like Iman Ghazi style speaking to camera, teleprompter in a studio before even any of the vlogs came out.
Crazy, right?
You know, so he, a person that we look to today and say like, wow, okay, what he's built is crazy.
Sick,
even he had to go through that process, you know? Basically, the main thing was like, bro, all these questions you're asking, because I'm asking the same questions you're doing. Format, what am I doing?
It's like,
and they're like, bro, you need to make still.
Don't get me wrong, right? I'm doing the volume, but it's like, I think for a lot of young creators, I think this feeling I have is like very normal. And of course, I pump up the volume, but sometimes I'm really like, okay, check, it's the way, you know, I'm curious how long it's gonna take before something pops off and be like, okay, and that's maybe the scarcity I'm in is also the growth I'm making, right? Because you see me growing and I'm constantly like, okay, how can I grow more? How can we do more? Okay, this view is this, okay, this is that. So I think it's like a growing thing, bro, to be honest.
It's like the same thing. I go to the gym today, I look in the mirror, okay, I wanna grow.
Yeah.
How do I grow? I need to do the workout more tomorrow. Then in 2 days, I go to the gym and I look in the mirror, say, fuck, man.
Yeah.
You know? But I go to the gym consistently for 2 months and I see you and you're like, fuck, you've grown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's literally
Yeah.
exactly the same topic in a different perspective, bro. I like that a lot. Yeah.
So I really honestly feel, bro, that you're on the right path. And I feel like your consistent input is gonna do so much for you. And remember, also like growth doesn't have to be linear. You know, it can be like exponential where it's like the hockey stick, you know what I mean? And you see this with a lot of like personal brands, right? It's like all of the work and then it's all of a sudden one video. But it's not that one, like look at the biggest personal brands, like even a Mr. Beast to a Iman Ghodzi to a Daniel, then all of them have been doing content for years before anyone even noticed. Damn! Nah, he's proud of that one. You can see, look at it. Yeah, he's acting nonchalant even, bro. Not in one bit of emotion there. Bro. Oh my days, bro.
I believe you, David. Hey!
Oh my days, bro. I just get frustrated with it, man. If I'm like,
So shit every single time.
it's just not an enjoyable activity even.
It's your first time, bro. You gotta
It's actually not the first time.
embrace. You know how it goes, bro. If you don't fail, you're not growing, brother.
I don't want to play anymore.
David in his head is gonna be, we could have gone on a run or we could have done Topgolf.
Anything else, bro?
What's your vision with your personal brand going forward in the future?
To be honest, I'm gonna keep it Dutch. I'm gonna keep it niche. I'm gonna be the best in my niche. At the end of the day, I wanna make it so big that I'm gonna pivot in mindset. And I'm just not only gonna inspire people with sales, but inspire people with the results I made and the mindset behind it. And if people watch 1 or 2 or 3 vlogs, they know exactly how I am and it creates trust. I'm like not filtered. I'm like real on the content I make.
Do you witness that you hop on a sales call to help?
Definitely, bro.
And people already know you, kind of?
And I think the value and the trust part is very good visible in like vlogging, value content, testimonial content. And that's where you help people with, bro. That's the key to success. What you serve to people is the fucking key to success. Ads do a lot, but organic content is the key, bro.
That's valuable, man. Even to hear from you as a person who's been there, who's done that kind of
In
thing.
the trenches. Yeah, bro.
Thanks, my guy.
Bro.
Highly appreciate that, bro.
And we speak to each other in half a year, bro. Or in Bali, bro. 2 weeks. We're gonna play some padel.
Olivier van der Rey, proof that the biggest obstacle in personal branding isn't the algorithm, the gear, or the format. It is your own reflection. And the only way past it is through it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.